Hello, Pratik.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. So, yesterday's homework was this writing. Now, actually, you were supposed to read a texts, two emails, and answer the questions. One you had already done in the class here, and the other was your homework. So, first of all, we are going to check the answers to the questions in exercise 2 about the second email. And then we will compare the two emails in exercise 3. So exercise 2, Tanya also stayed with Matt's parents for a weekend. Read her thank you email and answer the questions. I hope you read from the very beginning, top subject, thank you, date, Monday again, but it is the 21st of April. From Tanya to Evans and Evans. Okay. When did she visit his parents? When did she visit his parents? Why would you say on the 1st of May?
Because it would begin the 3rd of May and
Check the book. All right. She visited her boyfriend on the 1st of May. But here we are asking, when did she visit his parents, her boyfriend's parents? Pratik, Praful, Akhilesh. When did she visit his parents? Kab ki thi visit? When did she visit his parents? Kab ki thi? When did she visit his parents?
Sir, last weekend.
And last weekend is not a very good answer, I think, because she's writing it after visiting, but we need to know when was that last weekend? When was that last
Sir,
weekend, Pratik?
Date
Yeah, the question is, when did she visit his parents? So if you say last weekend,
19th of April.
In April. He visited in April.
that's a good answer, Praful. I like that answer. In April sounds like a good answer. Pratik, if you say last weekend, then people might misunderstand.
19th in April.
On the 19th of April. She visited his parents on the 19th of April. That sounds better. Would you agree?
Yes, sir.
He visited his parents on the 19th of April. Number 2, was it the first time?
Yes. His,
Yes,
his
it
parents
was. Yes,
first
it was. It was. Yes, it was.
Yes.
Yeah, Nikhil has run away because a police woman was supposed to come to class today and he is absent. Yeah, he's not coming. Is he coming? He's not coming. He's not coming. Clearly, he's scared. He's afraid. And there you go. Yeah. Hello, Sandhya. Can you hear me?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Sandhya. Sandhya, yesterday I announced in the class that a police woman is going to join this class. Okay. And a boy was so nervous. A police woman? Who? Why? You know, and when I said, have you done anything wrong? Why are you so scared when I mention a policewoman? Only criminals get scared when you mention the police. He said, no, nothing like that. And guess what? He is absent today. He is absent today. He is proven that he has done something already, something wrong. Otherwise, why would he be absent? Nikhil, Sandhya is here. How long can you be absent? Someday you have to come. If not today, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, you will be here. How will you save yourself? Who knows? Maybe Sunday is here after you. Okay. So, Sandhya, it's been such a long time. Do
Yes,
you
sir.
think your English has improved a little bit in this gap, in this period?
Yes, sir.
If not, never mind. I invited you to the 7:30 batch because 7:30 batch is in the beginning. It is an early class, unit 2, 3 we are talking about. Here we are talking about unit 8. So you may not be able to understand a lot of things I will say, but you should just feel happy about the things you do understand, okay? So don't worry about understanding everything. It never works that way. Nobody understands everything in the class, in an English medium class, but still people learn. Let's continue. Where were we? Was it the first time? The answer is yes. What did she do there? Anyone? Pratik, Praful, what did she
He-
do there?
Yes. He,
And
he made a delicious food.
Uh, she enjoyed the delicious food his mother made.
Yes.
One and two.
Mm.
She
She
also
she also
enjoyed the
enjoyed
countryside
her.
wall.
Yes. So she went for a walk in the countryside, in the woods, in the woods, in the countryside or in the woods. Yeah. Okay. She went for a walk in the countryside and the woods near their house. Okay. Did she wait? Last question, very important question. Did she wait until after the exam to see Matt?
No, he didn't.
She didn't. All right. Now I'm going to read the text for you guys. Okay. This email was written on Monday, the 3rd of May, and the subject is last weekend. So when you read last weekend in this email, it refers to the 1st and the 2nd of May because Monday is the 3rd of May. So last weekend was Saturday and Sunday on the 1st and the 2nd of May. The same thing you will have here. Subject is thank you. Okay. As you see, the subject, she's talking about the same thing. But look how she substituted the subjects. Last weekend with her boyfriend and thank you for her boyfriend's parents, right? Now, who's writing? Tanya is writing to Matt Evans, who is her boyfriend. She writes, hi, Matt. So in English, when you write hi to somebody or when you say hi to somebody, it means you are informal to them, you're close to them, you share a personal connection with them. You do not say hi in a workplace. You don't say hi to people in a formal relationship with you. For example, your boss, your colleagues. If your colleagues are very close to you, personal friends, then you can definitely say hi. But otherwise, hi is for informal connection, okay? Informal situation. Because she's talking to her boyfriend, she can say hi. Hi, Matt. Thanks for last weekend. Thanks for last weekend. It was really great. So when you talk informally, you keep your sentences short. When you talk informally, when you write informally, you do not make lengthy sentences. You try and keep your sentences short. That's how you talk informally. Thanks for last weekend. It was really great. The meal was fantastic. Didn't know you could cook. Now compare it with the beginning here. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Evans instead of hi. Okay. So the beginning is different. We say hi, Matt, and we see dear Mr. and Mrs. Evans. Clearly, she is talking to her boyfriend's parents. She needs to be a little formal with them, She cannot be as informal as she is to her boyfriend. So she writes, Dear Mr. and Mrs. Evans. It means we can use this kind of beginning with dear in a formal situation as well. So in English, when you're writing a formal email or formal letter, you can write dear. Some people misunderstand this because they think dear means pyare or pyari. They memorize this. And that's why they misunderstand the use of dear. Some years ago, a politician wrote an open letter in a newspaper to another politician. The politician who wrote was a male, and the politician he wrote to was a female. It was a very, very standard way when she greeted her, Dear Mrs. Smriti Irani. This is the way we write in English. So he wrote, Dear Mrs. Smriti Irani. Smriti Irani is, I don't know, uneducated or on purpose, I don't know why, but she made a big issue that he used the word dear. He said, you have no values, you have no morals, you are calling a married woman dear, how dare you, you have no shame, how could you call a woman dear? This is so not acceptable in Indian culture, this, that. But that letter was published in an English newspaper. That letter was published in an English newspaper. It was written in English. Then it was supposed to be written in an English style. And in English, you can write dear word to anybody you are writing. Even if you are writing to a customer or a company, you can write the word dear. Okay. So dear Mr. and Mrs. Evans is not insulting, is not showing love, is just a formal way of saying dear Mr. and Mrs. Evans. Okay. So Mrs. Smriti Irani, I think she's not very educated. That's why she did that, maybe. Or maybe she knew that it was normal, but she knew that people do not know these things. And that's why she made it a big issue. Because she's a politician. Politicians try to take advantage, of the situation to convince their voters. Okay. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Evans, I would like to thank you so much for having me to stay last weekend. Now look at this sentence and look at this sentence. Thanks for last weekend. It was really great. The tone, and look at the tone. I'd like to thank you so much for having me to stay last weekend. She's doing the same thing. She's thanking her boyfriend and she's thanking her boyfriend's parents. But her style is very different. Her words, her sentences, okay? So you can observe that, all right, when we write formally, this sounds better. I'd like to thank you so much for having me to stay last weekend. I'd like to thank you. I want to thank you. I'd like to thank you means I want to thank you. I'd like to thank you. And thank you, thank is a verb. Thank you is not a one word. Thank you is not one word. I'd like to talk to you. I'd like to ask you. I would like to thank you. Thank is a verb here. Thank is a verb. Dhanyavad karna. Dhanyavad dena. Thank. Okay. Don't thank me. मुझे धन्यवाद मत दो. Don't thank me. Thank him. उसको धन्यवाद दो. उसने किया जो किया. Like this, sometimes in a situation we say things like this. मुझे धन्यवाद मत दो. धन्यवाद उसको दो. उसने किया जो किया. Don't thank me. Thank him. तो हम लोग thank you रट जाते हैं ना, तो समझ नहीं आता कि thank you एक वर्ड है या अलग अलग वर्ड है. Actually thank एक verb है और you उसका ऑब्जेक्ट है। जैसे हम कहते हैं love you means I love you. Children, mothers, they say to each other, love you, or sometimes husband, wife say to each other, love you, darling, love you. Okay, it means I love you. Okay, similarly, thank you means I thank you. मैं आपको धन्यवाद देता हूं। I hope you understand. Thank you. All right. So I'd like to thank you. मैं आपको धन्यवाद देना चाहूंगा। I would like या चाहूंगी। I want to thank you. I want to ask you. I want to talk to you. I want to meet you. I want to see you. Okay. Similarly, I want to thank you. मैं आपको क्या करना चाहूंगा या चाहूंगी? धन्यवाद देना। I would like to meet you. क्या करना चाहूंगा? Meet करना, right? मिलना। I would like to ask you. पूछना चाहूंगा, ask करना। I would like to thank you. मैं आपको thank करना चाहूंगा। So thank is a verb. I would like to thank you so much. बहुत ज्यादा धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगी। I would like to thank you so much. I would like to thank you so much. Now, if you are thanking somebody, there must be a reason. So the reason is for having me to stay last weekend. For having me to stay last weekend. Okay. Suppose their situation is different. You helped me. You gave me money. All right, when I needed that. I needed 10,000 rupees and you helped me. Now I want to say something similar. I will say, I would like to thank you for lending me 10,000 rupees. Right? I would like to thank you for lending me money when I needed it very badly. Sounds good? If you don't understand, then I can repeat. I would like to thank you for lending me. You lent me money. For lending me money when I really needed it. When I needed it very badly. When I needed it very badly. मैं आपको बहुत धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगा मुझे पैसे उधार देने के लिए जिस समय मुझे बड़ी जरूरत थी। कैसे बोलेंगे? Try everybody. I would like to. Hello, all of you. Afreen, Utsar, everybody, Praful, come on, try. You can do it, dear. Don't doubt yourself. I would like to.
I would like to thank you for lending money.
For lending me money.
Lending me money when it
Needed it
needed.
really badly. When I needed it really badly. Yeah, absolutely. You see, flow. You need to learn the flow in this language, English language. Okay. You need to develop a connection between your thoughts and the way English words flow so that you can express your thoughts in English without having to worry. I would like to thank you so much for having me to stay last weekend. For having me to stay last weekend. You had me to stay last weekend. You had me to stay last weekend. And that's why I want to thank you. That's the reason I want to thank you. This may be confusing you, having me to stay, okay? But I'm just telling you what was the situation. This girl, her name is Tanya. Tanya stayed with her boyfriend's parents. So her parents, her boyfriend's parents had her, to stay. They had her to stay. Okay. And she stayed. They had her to stay. Okay. हिंदी वो ठहरी और वो लोग ठहराए। आपने मुझे लास्ट वीकेंड ठहराया मतलब रहने दिया वहां पे है ना अपने घर पे बुलाया। सो हैविंग मी टू स्टे आपने इनवाइट किया मुझे रहने के लिए। सो आई वुड लाइक टू थैंक यू सो मच फॉर हैविंग मी टू स्टे। हाँ हैविंग मी की जगह आप इनवाइटिंग मी भी कर सकते हो। प्लीज ट्राई एंड अंडरस्टैंड। I would like to thank you so much for inviting me to stay last weekend. Sounds good? So in having me means inviting me. Okay, listen. Sometimes on TV shows, the host welcomes somebody like Kapil Sharma or some other shows. Okay, guests come and the host says, "Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for coming." And they say, "Thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much for having me. Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me in a sense." Okay, I hope you understand. So I would like to thank you so much for having me to stay last weekend. आप जब आपकी इंग्लिश बहुत अच्छी हो जाएगी तो आप मुझे कैसे शुक्रिया करोगे, कैसे धन्यवाद दोगे इंग्लिश में? बताओ तो, इंग्लिश में बोल के बताओ.
I would like to thank you for
Everybody,
I would like to thanks for learning English us.
Okay, Afrin, you joined late. Thank is a verb,
Yes,
no?
sir.
Thank. I would like to thank you. Right? मैं आपको धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगा या चाहूंगी. I would like to thank you. और वजह क्या होगी? For my dear students, you would like to thank me for
teaching.
For
teaching.
teaching English us.
Okay, teaching us English, for teaching us English, or teaching me English, right? All right. You can say it differently as well. I would like to thank you so much for helping me to learn English. Okay. Thanks for last weekend. It was really great. The meal was fantastic. Didn't know you could cook. Didn't know you could cook. This is, she's writing to her boyfriend in formal style. She dropped the subject I. I didn't know you could cook. Right? But you see, only didn't know you could cook. So this is informal style. In informal style, sometimes we drop the subject. Sometimes we drop the subject. I think sometimes when I send you messages, I also do the same. Sometimes I do that. I don't see it here any time near, but I'm pretty sure I have done this. Sometimes I write sentences where I don't write the subject. Okay, that shows informal attitude. I'm talking informally. Didn't know you could cook. In Hindi also you do that. पता नहीं था कि तुमको खाना ही बनाना आता है. Didn't know you could cook. अच्छा, यहाँ can नहीं लिख रहा है. Didn't know you can cook. खाना बनाना आता है, आपके दिमाग में आ सकता है you can cook. But the sentence started didn't know. I didn't know. इसलिए खुद बोलेंगे. अगर कहते ना I don't know, हमको नहीं पता है. I don't know you can cook. All right. But I didn't know. मुझे पता नहीं था. I didn't know you could cook. Could is the past of can. Just kidding. Just kidding. Again, she dropped some words. She wanted to say, I am just kidding. I am just kidding. So informally, you drop some words, but it doesn't matter. People understand what you mean. Just kidding. It means I'm just kidding. Okay. Just kidding. Email me the recipe. Email me the recipe. Okay. email me the recipe. So when you ask somebody to do something, when you order them, when you request them, okay, you can start your sentence with the verb. Here, email is not a noun. Email me, like me, meet me, help me, slap me, trust me. All these are verbs. Email me. Email is also a verb. Email me the recipe. मुझे रेसिपी ईमेल कर दीजिए या कर दो. Email me the recipe. So such sentences are important where you start with the verb. Sometimes people misunderstand these sentences. Indian people whose English is not very good, they are learning, the beginners in English, they make big mistakes. Like they say, sit down. Sit down मतलब बैठ जाइए. All right? पानी ले आओ, पानी ले आओ. Bring water, bring water. वो क्या सोचते हैं, brought बोलना चाहिए. पानी ले आओ, उनको कहीं ना कहीं उसको लगता है past tense में बोल देना चाहिए. I don't know why they have this confusion. कहीं तो कुछ गलतियां होती होंगी दिमाग में. But I have noticed a lot of learners using past tense in these sentences. When you're asking somebody to do something, you start with the verb. आप कहते हैं चुप रहो, आप कहते हैं shut up. वर्ब से शुरू करते हैं. सो जाओ, go to sleep. So when you ask somebody to do something, okay, you start the sentence with the verb. These are called imperative sentences. You order somebody, or you request somebody, or you give instructions to somebody. Suppose you are teaching your brother how to cook egg curry. You are teaching your brother how to cook egg curry. Now you say, boil the eggs. You say to your brother, boil the eggs. ना आप ऑर्डर दे रहे हो ना रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हो, आप उसको इंस्ट्रक्शन दे रहे हो. अंडा बॉईल कर लो, बॉयल द एग्स फर्स्ट. सो स्टार्टेड विद द वर्ब. तो ऐसे सेंटेंस हिंदी में कैसे होते हैं? अंडा बॉईल करो पहले, फिर तेल डालो कढ़ाई में, पुट द ऑयल इन द वोग और इन द पैन. ओके, माय पॉइंट वाज sometimes you start sentences with the verb, not with the subject. You are usually giving orders or requests or instructions. Do this. Simple example याद रखो. Do this. करो. All right? ना करो. अंडा बॉयल मत करो. कैसे बोलेंगे? अंडा बॉयल मत करो. Yes. Just like we started with the verb, we said don't boil the eggs. Okay? TV on mat karo. Don't turn on the TV. Okay? Email me the recipe. Don't email me the recipe. In English, we use strange words as verbs. Email is a verb. You thought email was a noun, right? My email, your email, an email. But email is a verb too. Email me the recipe. I would like to make toad in the hole for my friends here. I'd like to make toad in the hole for my friends here. They're always starving, hungry. I would like to make toad in the hole for my friends here is a very easy sentence. I would like to make, I want to make, okay? I would like to make toad in the hole for my friends here. They are always starving, hungry. They, my friends here, they are always starving, hungry. Okay, so hungry means everybody knows. And starving, hungry phrase is used for very hungry, all right? Literally, it means something else. But if you come home and you shout out to your mother, Mom, I'm starving, hungry. So you are not literally, but you are mainly saying that you are very hungry. Literally, you are saying that you're dying from hunger. You're dying from hunger. When you say, Mom, I'm starving hungry, it means you're literally saying, literally, शाब्दिक रूप से देखा जाए तो क्या कह रहे हो? You are dying from hunger. Okay, starve is a verb. If you remove ing, starve, starve, starve is a verb. Starve means to kill. Actually, starve means to keep somebody hungry. Starve means to keep somebody hungry. Yes. Starve, starve means to keep somebody hungry. When they're hungry, you don't give them food, you are starving them. I will starve myself, but I will not come to you for help. I will starve myself, but I will not come to you for help. So starve is to keep somebody hungry, starve. So starve somebody to death. Starve somebody to death. It means to keep somebody hungry until they die. Starve somebody to death. It means to keep somebody hungry until they die. So if you sometimes read unfortunate news in the newspaper or on news channels, you hear that a family starved to death. A family starved to death. It means they did not have food for so many days that they died. This is so unfortunate in modern world today when people are going onto the Mars and onto the moon, onto Mars and onto the moon, and they they cannot ensure that people do not starve to death. It is so unfortunate when you hear such a thing. How do you feel that this world is so insensitive that some people are hungry and dying and the rest of them do nothing? They don't know. I mean, in your neighborhood, if there are some people who are dying, they're starving to death, and you are not aware of it, you do not know their situation, how is this possible? So whenever I hear that kind of news, I feel really bad. And I think that the people who are the MLA MPs in that area, they should also be held responsible for this kind of incident. I mean, what are they doing? And the neighbors of that person, what were they doing? This is very shocking and very upsetting to me whenever I hear such news. Starve somebody to death. I would like to take you to the dictionary. Beta, Afreen, you have placed the word me. I would like to thank you for supporting me. Afreen, beta, I would like to thank you for supporting me. All right? Let's go to the dictionary, everybody, and observe the word starve. Whole communities starved to death during the long drought. I taught you the phrase starved to death. Okay. Yes, beta. From talking to former prisoners in the camps, an obvious conclusion is that they have been starved. They have been kept hungry. Okay, if you sometimes some people are so bad, so evil, they keep somebody locked in the house, sometimes their own family members, and sometimes the person who works in their family, domestic help, they keep them locked. As a policewoman, Sandhya, you might have come across such cases where People lock somebody in their house and they do not give them food. And when neighbors notice it, they call the police, and the police comes and opens the door, or sometimes has to break the door open, and they rescue that person. And when we look at their body, they look so weak because they have been starved, because they were starved. It's the person, who locked them, starved them, okay? Did not give them food to eat. So starve somebody means to keep somebody hungry, to not give them food when they are hungry. That is starve. Sometimes parents give this punishment, used to, now they don't. Parents in the past used to punish their children. If the children misbehaved, then the parents would starve their children for one night or one day, sometimes, that you will not get food. And children would realize, oh, I'm feeling very uncomfortable because I'm hungry. And they realize that they did something wrong. I don't know, but some people will say it was the right kind of punishment. Some people will say it is not very good punishment. It is very, insensitive punishment. I don't know. I don't want to get into that debate. But I hope you understand the word starve. Starve means to keep somebody hungry. Okay. When the aid stopped, aid means support. Aid means support. Okay. When the aid stopped, thousands of people simply starved to death. They died because of lack of food. We can't leave these people to starve. We can't leave these people to starve. We can't leave these people to die of hunger. Okay. I don't mind her going on a sensible diet. I don't mind her going on a sensible diet, just as long as she doesn't starve herself. Some girls, they want to look slim and they stop eating. Okay. And they call it, I'm on a diet. I'm on a diet. Being on a diet is good. No problems. Being on a diet means eat healthy. Don't eat bad things. Being on a diet. Okay. But starving yourself is not called being on a diet. Some girls, they're so obsessed with this slim figure that they don't eat even when they're hungry, because they don't want to be fat. They want to be slim. Even though they're hungry, they don't eat. And we can say that they are starving themselves. They are starving themselves. Okay. So starve as a verb. Okay. Starvation. The animals died of starvation. Starvation is the noun from starve. Okay. Bhukmari, starvation. All right. Starvation. And I want to teach you the word starving hungry. Starving hungry means very hungry, basically. And literally it means so hungry that you're dying of, hunger. Okay. That is called starving hungry. Starving hungry. Okay. Like I said, you come home and you shout, Mom, I'm starving hungry. It means you're saying, I'm very hungry, so hungry that I'm dying from hunger. Okay. Exaggeration. ऐसा थोड़ी होता है कि आपको खाना नहीं मिला तो मर जाओगे थोड़ी देर में. But people say that. मम्मी खाना दो, भूख से मर रहे हैं. Have you said that in Hindi sometimes? खाना दो, भूख से मर रहे हैं. The same thing in English. Bring me my meal. I'm starving hungry. Okay. My friends are always starving hungry. I hope you understood. Okay. The journey was so long and boring. The journey was so long and boring. The journey was so long and boring. Now take a look at this spelling. This can be possible in a formal writing or not? Never. But in informal writing, you can definitely do this kind of thing. The journey was so long and boring. The coach stopped, means the bus. The coach means the bus. The coach stopped at a motorway service station. At a motorway service station. First of all, understand, motorway is a road. Motorway is a, just like you have highway, okay? Motorway is another word for highway. In British English, we use the term motorway. Those roads which connect one city to another city, through bypass. You don't go through the city, you go outside the city, okay? You bypass the city. So that road is called motorway. Road inside the town, inside the city is not called motorway. The motorway road word is used for those roads which connect one city to another city. You bypass the city, you do not go through the city. Like we have bypass road, okay? So that will be called motorway. Usually motorways have 4 lanes, 6 lanes like that, usually, okay? Motorway means another word for highway, okay? Motorway service station. Now, as you guys know, when people are traveling, sometimes their vehicles break down, sometimes their cars break down, sometimes their bus breaks down, okay? Then what will they do? They need somebody to fix them. So there are different places where they have the service. They can fix your bus, they can fix your car, all right? And obviously they understand that if somebody stops there to fix a bus, fix a car, then they will feel hungry, they want to eat something as well. So there is a small restaurant as well next to the motorway service station, okay? You see this in India as well, okay? We call them those places dhaba. We call them dhabas, okay? So the coach stopped at a motorway service station where I had a disgusting cheese sandwich. The coach stopped at a motorway service station where I had a disgusting cheese sandwich. I had a disgusting cheese sandwich. Disgusting word is a noun, verb, or an adjective. What do you think? I had a disgusting cheese sandwich.
An
It is,
adjective, sir.
it's an adjective, okay? Disgusting cheese sandwich. In unit 7, I mean the previous unit, you studied ing adjective and ed adjective. Interesting, interested, confusing, confused, boring, bored, disgusting, disgusted. So disgusting things make you feel disgusted, all right? So people feel disgusted, things are disgusting, okay? So a disgusting thing makes you feel disgusted. Now, what does it mean? So when your expression is like this, yuck, oh no, yuck, oh, so dirty, it means you are disgusted. And that thing that is making you feel this way, that thing is disgusting. I had a disgusting cheese sandwich. So did she like that cheese sandwich? She didn't like that cheese sandwich. I had a disgusting cheese sandwich and a cold coffee. Yeah. She didn't like that. Okay. It was disgusting. Okay. You can describe a lot of situations disgusting. For example, children, small children, they'll be eating bread or roti or something. And at the same time, something from their nose will be coming out, mixing with their food, and they keep going, they go on eating, yeah? And you look at that and you say, oh, disgusting. And you criticize the parents for not taking care of the child. You say, come on, parents are responsible, okay? They should teach their children about hygiene and cleanliness. Do you have those children in your house who are eating and their nose is blowing and the thing is mixing with their food and they don't care? I've seen some children in good families doing that because parents are a little careless, you see. Okay, that is a disgusting sight, S-I-G-S-T. That's a disgusting sight, S-I-G-S-T. Disgusting thing to see. A disgusting sight is a Disgusting thing to see, a disgusting sight. Okay. So she had a disgusting cheese sandwich and a cold coffee. Yeah. I just explained the meaning of disgusting, but I want the confidence that people somewhat understood what disgusting is. Did you understand, Praful, what disgusting is?
Yes, sir.
Everybody else understood what is a disgusting?
Yes, sir. I understand.
She pulled something out of her nose. Did you notice that? And she was holding it in her hand. Oh, what did I do? Okay. That was disgusting. A disgusting woman. A disgusting sight. I slept for the rest of the journey. I slept for 8 hours. I slept for 6 hours. I slept for 4 hours only. Okay. I slept for the rest of the journey. Here, the time period is the rest of the journey, not 6 hours, 8 hours direct, indirect, the rest of the journey. I slept for the rest of the journey. How long did you sleep last night? How long did you guys sleep last night?
I
6.
sleep
I sleep
7 hours,
uh,
sir.
Oh, sorry. Wait for a second. My bad. Wait for a second. Go, Praful. Now go.
I
Yes,
sleep
Praful.
6 hours.
You slept for 6 hours. You can use the word for. I slept for six
For
hours. You can drop the word for informally. I slept for 6 hours. I slept 6 hours. Okay. But for 6 hours is slightly formal. Without for, it is informal. Okay. Carry on, other people. How long did you sleep last night?
I sleep for 7 hours, sir.
Wow. Afrin got a
I
good
sleep
night's
for
sleep.
4 hours.
Pratik was busy talking to someone.
No,
He slept
sir.
for. What was the reason? You slept for 4 hours only?
So because that in night my friend's birthday.
Oh, it was your friend's birthday last night. Okay, so you wished her or him maybe. Okay.
Not her, sir. Him.
You guys were giving direct time expression, right? For 4 hours, for 6 hours, for 8 hours, for 7 hours. Here, she slept for the rest of the journey. Okay, for the rest of the journey. The rest of the journey. Journey was divided in two parts. First, the journey up to the service station, right? And after that, So after the service station, she slept. She slept for the rest of the journey. Dash. Not surprising, really. Not surprising, really, means the fact that I slept for the rest of the journey was not surprising. Okay, please understand. Surprising is something that surprises you. A surprising result will surprise you, will make you surprised. Again, ing adjective and ed adjective. If something is surprising, it will make you surprised. And that is like, oh, how? Really? Wow. That is, you are surprised. Okay. And that thing is surprising. Okay. So I slept for 8-9 hours last night. And whole day I felt energetic. Okay. Is it surprising? No. Why? Because it's normal. When people sleep well, they feel energetic the entire day. That's great. But if I slept for 9 hours, 10 hours, and I still felt very lazy throughout the day, and I slept for 3-4 hours in the afternoon, that is surprising because I slept well, 8-9 hours at night, and still I felt lazy and sleepy, and I slept for 4 hours, 3 hours in the afternoon. That is surprising. You studied hard and you got the first rank, no surprise. But you didn't study hard. Everybody else studied much, much harder than you, and you got more marks than them. That is surprising. That is surprising. So something is surprising that makes you surprised. So in this case, the fact that she slept for the rest of the journey was not surprising. Why was it not surprising that she slept? Because they danced all night. Because they danced all night. When she was with her boyfriend, she did not sleep at night. She went to the club and she danced there all night with her boyfriend. So if you dance all night, how do you feel next day? Tired and sleepy. So, and if you are having a bus journey, don't you think you will fall asleep because you did not go to sleep last night? Huh? So the same thing happened. She says, I slept for the rest of the journey. Not surprising, really. We did dance all night. We did dance all night. We danced all night. So naturally, I fell asleep and I slept for the rest of the journey. It wasn't surprising. I slept for the rest of the journey. Not surprising, really. We did dance all night. So she said 3 things here. One, that she slept for the rest of the journey. She said that it was not surprising that she slept, and it was not surprising because the previous night she did not go to sleep. She danced all night. If you watch movies all night, and if you talk to your friend on the phone all night, the next day in the class, you will definitely be sleepy, right? Drowsy. It won't be surprising that you are drowsy. So it's not surprising that you are drowsy. Let me tell you. After the lockdown, morning classes have been a failure. After lockdown. Before lockdown, morning class was the best time. 6 o'clock was the best time for running a class. Okay. Before lockdown. A lot of people always wanted to join the morning class. 6 o'clock batch, 5:30, 6:30 batch. But since lockdown or after lockdown, morning batches have been a failure. And it's not surprising. It's not, because people have lost their habit of getting up early. Majority of young boys and girls do not get up early now. Only some people in villages, still have their habit intact. They still get up early, but majority of young boys and girls of your age, guys, they do not get up early because they don't go to bed on time. Before lockdown, they slept, parents also cared, and they slept before 11, before 12. But now a lot of these young people go to bed at 1 or 2 o'clock. That's why it is difficult. So it's not surprising that morning classes have been a failure. People have lost their habit of going to bed early and getting up early. There have been surveys, studies, and those studies have proven that the whole world has suffered from this lack of sleep after lockdown. You can find paper on it, on Google, the after effects of COVID-19. Lack of sleep. Put these words as the keywords and search, and you will come across some scientific studies which have proven that people are now sleeping less after lockdown. Now, I slept for the rest of the journey. Not surprising, really. We did dance all night. Last part, we did dance all night. Here, did dance, it is an emphatic sentence in English because everybody knows in the present simple and the past simple, we don't use the auxiliary verb or helping verb in our positive sentences. We say, I go, he goes, he went, you went, right? But sometimes when we want to emphasize the action, the verb, then we say, I do go, he does go, he did go, we did go, you did go. So we say these things to emphasize the verb. An example, if your father says to you, you don't study, you waste all your time, then you say, Papa, I do study, Papa. Okay, trust me, I do study, okay? So here you put the word do to emphasize the word action study here. You could simply say, I study, fine. But in this situation, when your Papa is questioning your sincerity, you want to defend it strongly, and you say, Papa, I do study, okay? Ask my teachers. Got it? When the wife accuses the husband, you don't love me anymore. You're always busy with other things. You don't care about me. Then the husband, if he loves her, he says, I do love you, darling. Don't think that way. I do love you. I'm just a little busy these days, but I do love you. So see, here, I do love you emphasizes the action love. Got it? So these are called emphatic sentences, only used in the present simple and the past simple, where we don't use helping verbs normally, but in the emphatic sentence, we use the helping verb do, does, and did. And we use it when we need to say the action verb, the word, with more emphasis. Okay.
Sir,
I
I have some
did.
work. Can I go?
Yes, sure. I did pay you back. I did pay you back. I did pay you back. You don't remember that. Okay. I do appreciate what you have done for me, but it doesn't mean that I will be silent when you are being wrong. Okay. I do appreciate what you have done for me. I do appreciate, but it doesn't mean I will be silent when you are doing something wrong. आप मानते हैं हम कि आपने मेरी मदद की, बिल्कुल मानते हैं। इसका ये तो मतलब नहीं कि हम चुप रहेंगे जो आप कुछ गलत कर रहे होंगे तो। I do appreciate you have done a lot for me. I do appreciate. I appreciate हम मानते हैं, हम समझते हैं, हमारे सर आपकी बात को एक्सेप्ट करते हैं, आपने मदद किया। I do appreciate all your help. Do appreciate. So that is emphatic. Okay. We did dance all night. House Rules was a brilliant club. House Rules was a brilliant club. Now, why does she suddenly mention House Rules? Because in the context, it is clear. The club where they went dancing, the dance club that they went to was House Rules. House Rules was a brilliant club, but Going to bed at 4 and getting up at 8 to go back to Manchester was awful. But going to bed at 4, going to bed, sleeping, going to bed at 4 and getting up at 8 means sleeping only for 4 hours. To go back to Manchester was awful. Nobody likes that. The other day, this is exactly what happened with me. I told you, I woke up in the middle of the night. I had to fix the water, outlet issue, exit issue. The pipe that takes the water out of the house was clogged, was jammed, and I had to fix that. And after that, I couldn't sleep. So when it was time to teach you guys at 6 o'clock, I felt awful. I had a bad headache. So she also felt awful to, get up at 8 o'clock after sleeping only for 4 hours. You are a star for getting up early to take me to the coach station. You are a star for getting up early. You are a star. Now, you are a star. So she's saying, you are a star. This is how you informally thank people, okay? You're a star. Why? For getting up early. You got up early too to take me to the coach station. If she went to bed at 4, the boyfriend also went to bed at 4, right? And she got up at 8 to go back to Manchester. The boyfriend also got up at 8 to go back to take her to the coach station. So he also slept only for 4 hours. So she's saying, thank you very much. In a way, you are a star. So if a friend helps you, does something nice for you, you can say, yo, you are a star, instead of saying thank you. Thank you is a nice phrase, but you're learning something informal. Oh, you are a star for getting up early to take me to the coach station. For getting up early to take me to the coach station. So who took the girl to the coach station? Who took Tanya to the coach station? Her boyfriend Matt took her to the coach station. Took her to the coach station. Her boyfriend took her, past tense, to the coach station. I take my daughter to school. Okay. I take my wife to her office, like that. Okay. Everyone here is worried about the exams. Everyone here is worried. Worried is another ed adjective. Another adjective would be worrying, worrying news, worrying signs. All right. Everyone here is worried about the exams. Worried is the ed adjective. Everybody here is worried about the exams. I'm worried about your health. Worried. Everyone here is worried about the exams. They start next week. The exams start next week. Yes, like yours. They start next week. They means the exams, plural. Okay, that's why they, not it. It is singular. They start next week. The exams start next week. Like yours. Like your exams. Yours means your exams. Exam is a noun. Exam was replaced by the word yours. Yours is a pronoun. A word that replaces a noun is always a pronoun. They start next week, like yours, like your exams. So both of them, Tanya and Matt, have exams next week, right? They start next week, like yours. It was good to forget about them. It was good to forget about them, about the exams. It was good to forget about the exams for the weekend. Okay, you may not be able to understand this sentence because your mindset is very different. When you guys have exams, most of you study day and night, because you guys don't study throughout the year. So you take the pressure just before the exam. This is a cultural thing, I will say. In our state, especially, students study very hard just before the exam. A couple of weeks before the exam, they sit and study all the time. Okay. But in many places, people don't do that. They basically focus on their learning throughout the year. And that's why she's saying it was good to forget about the exam for the weekend. She wanted to relax her mind. She didn't want to take the pressure. She didn't want to have the stress of the exam. So she went to her boyfriend's place. Okay. And she's saying it was good to forget about the exams for the weekend. Those 2 days, she did not think about the exam. There was no stress in her mind for those 2 days. And that helps. But like I said, you guys will not understand this. You'll say, how can somebody go on a weekend, have a holiday when they have exam next week? This sounds crazy. When you have exam next week, you should sit down and study all the time. That is the way you guys study, okay? Not everybody studies that way because they study throughout the year. So they need to relax themselves. They cannot have stress. Stress doesn't help. Most people don't enjoy stress. Some people actually do better in stress or under stress. She says that it was good to forget about the exams for the weekend. The 2 days when she was with her boyfriend, she did not think about the exams. It was good to forget about the exams for the weekend. I miss you a lot. Now I'm missing you. She's back and she's saying, I miss you a lot. Okay. Come and visit me soon. It's cheap on the coach. It's cheap by bus. Okay. It's cheap on the coach. Can't wait to see you again. Why did she say it's cheap? Because the students have money problem always. The students do not earn a lot of money. They always have money issues. So she's saying it's cheap on the coach. Don't worry. Don't take the flight. Don't take the flight 320 kilometers. It's cheap on the coach. And they're young. They can travel 200, 300 kilometers on the bus. People like me cannot. We will get tired, traveling by bus for such long distances. Can't wait to see you again. Can't wait to see you again. I mean, I'm very excited to see you again. Obviously, she's a girlfriend. Can't wait to see you again. Email me or send a text. Again, imperative sentences. Email me or send a text. Okay. Lots of love, Tanya. And XXX means hugs, hugs, hugs. Okay. So that was the email, and we have 5 more minutes. You see, I hope you guys appreciated the, task in exercise 3. Exercise 3 says you have to compare the two emails line by line, the beginning, the endings, and the whole text, the whole email line by line, compare and notice how she's expressing the same ideas in 2 different ways, one to her boyfriend and then to her boyfriend's parents. You will notice some changes, some differences, and that's the difference between formal and informal English. So I would ask you guys to do that observation, to make that observation on your own. Sit and read line by line. Tomorrow, when I finish this text, I would like you to tell me what differences did you notice between the formal and informal. Okay. For example, the beginning is different. The ending is also different. The way she thanks is different. Okay. Okay, guys, I just want to, before I wrap up, I would like to teach you the word thank again. So I say, I thank my teachers for helping me with my problems. A student says, I thank my teachers. Okay. If I replace the word I and I say my sister, then what do I say? Continue the sentence. I thank my teachers. My sister. We can't say thank. First of all, we need to add S there. That's the first thing you guys should all realize. Actually, your present simple, the idea of present simple, is limited to some verbs like live, go, eat. It applies on all verbs, guys. There is no exception to this rule, okay? So when I say thank is a verb, I thank. So my sister thanks. My sister thanks her mother-in-law. वो अपने सासू माँ को धन्यवाद देती है. My sister thanks her mother-in-law for supporting her with her dreams like this. होता है ना, कहीं समझ रहे हो ना बोलने का. It's not a real sentence. I mean, it's not true about my sister. I'm just making a sentence here right now. So, वो मुझे कभी धन्यवाद नहीं देती है उसके लिए जो मैंने किया है उसके लिए. She never thanks me for what I've done for her. She never thanks me for what I have done for her. She never thanks me. She doesn't thank me. She doesn't thank me. ये thank एक verb है, okay? Just like any other verb, okay? और बाद में उसी को thank you करके एक phrase बना लिया हम लोग जो direct बोल देते हैं किसी को thank you. पर उसका basically मतलब है I thank you, लेकिन लोग ऐसा सोचते नहीं है, okay? अब वो noun के तौर पे भी यूज होता है. इसे बोलते हैं thank you email. Thank you मतलब किसी को धन्यवाद देने के लिए जो ईमेल लिखा जाए उसको क्या कहते हैं? Thank you email, okay? Have you ever written a thank you email in your life? No. But suppose Sandhya, your boss, your senior invites you to dinner, to his house, okay, or to her house. Suppose a police inspector or a police, the SP, superintendent of police. Suppose they were very happy with your work and they invited you to their home to have dinner with them, okay? So after having dinner, when you come back, you will write a small message to them, to your senior. Thank you very much, sir, for inviting me to your house. It was a lovely dinner. You can send a small text message on WhatsApp, or you can write an email. So that is a thank you message or a thank you email. So thank you यहाँ noun के तौर पे use कर रहे हैं ना, thank you, okay? But thank itself is a verb. Past tense में कैसे बोलेंगे? मैंने उन लोगों का धन्यवाद किया. I thank them. I thank them. If you remember the story in Unit 6, the fisherman and the businessman story, the businessman gives him a lot of advice, okay? And in the end, the fisherman thanked the businessman, उसने उसको धन्यवाद दिया, and came back to his home, right? He thanked him, past tense, thanked, ed. So that is all. I hope you guys learned quite a bit of English. Watch the recording if you find time, and if you feel you didn't understand something very well, you want to test your understanding, you can watch the recording. I will send the recording in a few hours, 2-3 hours maybe, and I'll see you guys. Okay. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.